I want you to think about this for a little bit. What is a costume? What is a prop? Anything can be. Anything. So I want you to start to look at your environment and be aware of the sheer amount of possibility. This soda stream. You probably have this. If you don't have one of these, someone you know has these things, okay? You understand that when you look at this, you normally see that there is liquid that's in there and you can drink it. But this thing can be so many other things. How many other things can this thing actually be? Including, and you know this, if you take a water bottle and you turn it on its side and you hit it, you can actually create musical instruments that change their pitch and tone, right? But if this has dance vent in it, so if I open it up, it's gonna go pff, and that's a sound that it can make. Now maybe it only makes it that once, but if I then shake it up, if I put the cap back on and shake it up again, and then I can use it again, that's a rechargeable prop that I can actually use over and over. Now, I just picked this up because it was in front of me. I could pick up anything here. I don't need to give you another example. I want you to think about ideas for props that you can use, and I want you to start to see everything around you as both being what you normally see it as and being anything and everything else that you might be able to allow yourself to turn it into. You and I both know that when a little kid, if you have a little baby brother or sister, or if you have some family member who has little kids, you've been around kids and you were a kid yourself. When kids are playing, they can take anything, and call it something else. This is a house. And then they just put the phone somewhere and there's the house. Okay? It's not a phone. It has nothing to do with that. You know, here's a piece of paper. This is a person. Okay, actually it looks like a bird or a bunny or something like that looking from the side. So how do you, it's easier for me to see that it has a shape when I see it in this video than if I'm looking at it up close. Okay? What are these things? If I take my glasses and I turn them upside down and I put them on my head, it becomes a different thing. But, is this a phone? Can I talk into this? Of course I can. What can you do with these things? How can they turn into, it can turn into anything. It's gonna eat me. Ah! You can do anything you want as long as you give yourself permission. That's with props. With costumes, if I'm wearing, the background here is white. It's light on a cloudy sky and there's snow on the ground. If I wear white, I fade into the background. So it's very, very easy. And you probably already have been working on this. But when you pay attention, all you have to do is set your part of your body or your entire self apart from the black box theater, and you become highlit. People will see you. When you want to fade into the background, you wear black. If you put on a black hoodie and you pull it down over your head, you disappear. If you then just have, if you're wearing a black clothing and here is, your hand tucked away, if your hand is exposed, then it will be seen. And if you have black on everything else, then there's only a hand. And if the hand is the only thing you want to see, then there's a hand. And if you want to highlight it more, fine. And if you want to paint bones on it, fine. You have the opportunity to be able to examine how you can actually use color and all sorts of other ways that, if you wrap a long piece of rope around your waist and you drag it behind you, it can become you're carrying a rock, you're dragging a rock, or you're attached to something, or it's your tail. Or if you wrap it around your body, that's a weird new type of clothing, or a torture device, or, something less scary, something more pleasurable. Your choice. Think about these things. I want you to start to pay attention to that, because you make choices, you give yourself permission, and when you say, this is a house, you get to allow people to play along with you. It doesn't have to be more than that, but you have to make the choice, and then you have to believe it. Okay, that's enough on costumes and props for the moment. Think about this stuff. You're going to be using it. See you later.